had asked... Well, if it isn't my dear partners.
That voice! It's Navia!
I didn't expect to run into you guys here today.
How about you, Navia?
We've wrapped up most of the rebuilding, but there are still a few things left to take care of. Stocking up on materials, confirming construction timelines, discussing compensation terms with families affected by the disaster. Well, though the victims have received relief payments from the court, in my opinion, as the administrators of Poisson, Spina di Rosula should take some responsibility as well. Our financial situation right now isn't the best, so all we've been doing is signing agreements for the damages to be repaid at a later date. Though just pieces of paper now, they demonstrate our commitment.
Whoa! Spoken like a true president. You're a really responsible leader.
Oh, you bet. So before I came over this time, I took a page from Malus's book and decided to make a list of everything. And then, since Malus loved using shorthand, I decided to also follow his example. But after running a few errands in the city, I'm kind of struggling to even read my own handwriting anymore.
That does sound like you, all right.
Oh, what?
Let Paimon see. This looks like a piece of kelp wrapped around a stick?
The first one has to do with confirming the final payment amount for the fishermen.
Okay, but...
Thank you for your advice. I thought that as long as I understood my shorthand when I came up with it, I'd be sure to remember the symbols when I looked at them later.
Well, now you know for next time.
Anyway, I should have already taken care of most of the things on the list. Worst comes to worst.
So you're going to head back now?
Yep, that's the plan. You said you don't have any plans, right?
It's a bit sudden.
Then let's go.
Oh, you mean the aquabus, right?
Oh, sorry. I meant our own boat. All right, follow me. The engineer is still doing a few routines.
So, Paimon has always wanted to ask.
Yeah, that's right.
If you provided the Mora to build the lines, then why isn't there even a dedicated line to Poisson? Spina di Rosula built all the lines, yet you still have to take a special boat just to go home.
Well, what I heard is that most of our businesses don't actually use Poisson as a hub. You are right that it is a bit strange, though. If you've already committed to build 3 lines, why not just add a 4th?
Yeah, that's what Paimon's saying.
Well, it is what it is. You know what my father was like. Even I often struggled to figure out what was going on in his head. But that would only be the case if he cared about what others thought. From what I've heard, the rights of all the other members of the Spina only went as far as giving him advice or suggestions.
Huh.
Yeah, because I wouldn't just let him keep getting his way.
Boss, the boat's ready. We can head out.
All right, then. be a while before we get to Poisson.
Navia, what was your mother like as a person? Oh, Paimon, sorry.
That's all right. I've heard many stories about her from the rest of the Spina. While my papa was stiff like a board, my father would run the businesses and expand our reach, while my mother would keep the peace and make sure that everyone was happy.
Sounds like they were not just a well-matched couple, but fantastic business partners as well.
Yeah, but those are just stories and anecdotes after all. But sometimes I'd still look at the Clementine line and wonder, would the Spina and Poisson still be what they are today had my mother survived? Silver once said that a name is a kind of inscription, a way to etch a memory into the world. So I will always associate the line with her in my heart. Over the past few weeks, I've also begun to appreciate how water can take in and hold our most intense feelings and memories. I've lost many beloved people and memories to the sea. The fact won't change that they existed in my life, always. But no matter what, we can't change the past, but I tell myself that I need to keep looking towards the future. Besides, I'm the president of Spina di Rosula. We've reached the shore.
Navia, do you think she's doing all right? Okay, Paimon supposes you're right.
Boss, you're back! Traveler and Paimon, welcome back to Poisson.
Oh, hey! Fancy seeing you again, Florent.
Hey, I can totally take care of myself. We did hand over some of Malus's old responsibilities to Florent, though.
Thank you for the compliment, boss. As you see, I've been working closely with the boss on rebuilding Poisson. Mr. Malus was an extremely capable and respected member of the Spina.
All right. There's no need to be so formal. Were you waiting here for me?
Yeah, we contacted a sculptor about the job, but they can't get started on sourcing a correctly sized block without knowing the design that we want to use first.
You're commissioning?
So basically, we've been meaning to commission a statue of my parents in commemoration of everything they've done for the Spina and the town of Poisson. But since my father was known as callously unfaithful for the longest time, it would have been too controversial to commission a statue of him. But now that his name has been cleared, and the town is also being rebuilt, I thought this would be the perfect chance to actually realize this dream.
The funds to build the statue were freely donated by the people of Poisson.
Me? I'm just the newbie president that's running around and causing everyone trouble.
Hey, there's no need to be so humble.
I agree wholeheartedly.
Hey. Just kidding. Thanks for the vote of confidence. Anyway, Florent, now it's up to us to confirm the final design, right?
Mm-hmm. But we haven't had any real discussions yet on the possible designs. I feel like I should get a few promising designs first, and then send them over to you to review.
There's no need for all that. Hey, you! Come over here with me. Modeling a few poses, of course. Didn't you say on the boat that Callus and Clementine sounded like great partners? Florent, let's grab some reference shots.
You've got it, boss.
Well, what do you think? Got any ideas? Well, I've actually discussed it a bit with Florent before, but I could never come up with any fresh or original ideas. So I want to pick your brain for a bit.
I'm all good here, boss. Feel free to start posing whenever.
Imposing, huh? Oh, I've got it. Let's try this.
This pose!
Paimon's pose a bit too bold and heroic? If we were to stick with this pose, maybe people would wonder if she was actually the real boss behind the scenes.
Well, tabloids did indeed speculate as much back in the day.
Oh, Paimon was just kidding!
What Florent meant was that we asked the journalist to choose a new alias. You're right, though, that this may not accurately represent the image of her in our hearts. Let's try to come up with something else. By that, do you mean as if we were standing on a boat and looking out at the sea? Sure, let's give that a try.
Whoa, you really remind Paimon of a captain and their first mate!
Look over there, my dear Clementine. As you can see, every tree on that island is dripping with mora fruit.
But there's something off with the composition.
Oh, I see what you mean. Then let's swap.
Well, Paimon is a fan!
Wait, but we can't do that.
But then, since we're putting it in the town, the whole point of the pose would be lost.
Oh, okay. We'll try to think of something else.
A happy pup.
Would all...
Would we even be able to tell what they're...
Yeah, and that'd probably be a massive pain to
Could one of you try striking a pose like you're talking? That...
Oh, don't worry. We still got a lot of reference shots out of the session. Man, if I knew I was going to do a photo shoot with the Traveler, I would have prepared a lot of outfits and props ahead of time. Oh, outfits!
Oh, Paimon remembers her!
Yes, that's exactly who I'm talking about. I said that it's fine, but young children are not allowed to join the Spina. But how could I get her to believe that I meant what I said? But I got so busy and distracted in the city.
Don't worry, boss. I can send someone to pick it up right away.
On the matter of the statue, we should still come up with a few more ideas for the design.
We could have just done that from the start. Yeah, you're right.
Navi!
Huh?
Oh, well, if it isn't Coulter. Back already from the Fortress of Meripede?
That's right. After I got out, I immediately made a beeline back to Poisson. You wouldn't believe how much I've missed Melissa's grilled fish.
It's good to have you back, Coulter.
And...
Let me introduce you. This is Coulter, another of Spina di Rosula's members. But, looking at it now, it was probably another one of Marcel's plots while he worked at the Confrérie of Cabrières.
Wait, Mr.
Have you not heard anything at all about the water from the primordial sea case?
Well, I know that Fontaine got flooded, but then the water levels miraculously receded.
Oh, looks like we'll have to explain everything from the top. First things first, let me introduce you to these two.
Oh, nice to meet you.
yeah, we are indeed pretty amazing.
Humble again, as always, I see.
Nice. Spina di Rosula always seems to attract great people. Oh, that reminds me. Where are Malus and Silver?
Coulter, a lot of things happened while you were gone.
They lost their lives, keeping me safe during the flood.
What did you say? This isn't some kind of morbid welcome home prank, right?
I'm sorry, but it's the truth.
Malus and Melissa. Dead. Malus.
Hey, keep it together.
Malus and Coulter were friends for many years, and even served on many missions together during the early days of the Spina.
Let's sit down somewhere, so I can tell you everything that has happened while you were gone.
All of this, it's unbelievable.
I think you and I both feel the same way about the profound tragedy of Melusa's loss.
I thought Mr. Marcel would always stand by the Spina. It's unconscionable to have received all that.
The good news is that the Confrérie of Cabriere is no more. We finally closed the curtain on that long struggle.
Are you sure?
Realm who?
Florent should remember him. You see, there was once a major... Romeo was the leader of the faction that thought such a vast sum of mora would be better spent improving the town of Poisson. But Mr. Callas believed that an opportunity to collaborate with the court of Fontaine and the Fontaine Research Institute was hard to come by. Not only would the Aquabus be a good business investment, it would also boost our reputation among the general populace. But the two couldn't come to an agreement.
And of course, when he was suffering the slings and arrows of outrageous injustice.
Yeah, you could...
Oh, that's a good point.
Oh yeah. It eventually became a thing that just happened on every day that ended with Y. He used to be a lot better with taking counsel, but on the matter of the Aquabus, even Ms. Clementine completely stood by Mr. Callas's side.
I think the Aquabus was just the straw that broke the camel's back. They believed that Miss Clementine lost her ability to serve as an impartial mediator when she became pregnant with Callas's child.
But that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, but to them, even taking a side was betrayal enough. Of course, Ms. Clementine then passed away, and Mr. Callas began to regard the completion of the Aquabus project as her final wish.
So that's what...
From that point on, Romeo and his people cut ties with the Spina. Perhaps they've regarded us as enemies ever since they left.
I've also heard that they aren't in a good financial position, so they've been lying low for a while.
I think Coulter's got a point. Both Marcel and Romeo had my father in their sights for a very long time. Even though Marcel's faction has been dissolved, we still don't know anything about Romeo's whereabouts. With how distracted and vulnerable we are, now would be the best time.
Good thinking, boss.
Thank you for that, Florent. And Coulter, thank you for telling me about this as well.
Don't worry, it's nothing. I've heard so many incredulous things today. I'm finding it a bit hard to calm down.
In that case, why don't we go back to the court? Want to come with me again, you two?
Of course.
Then let's go! Paimon feels like a lot's hinging on this visit. Are we not taking the boat this time?
It's nice to walk from time to time, isn't it? Think of it as something like a hiking trip. Once we're there, we can stay a few days before we return.
Sounds good. I haven't walked this road in a long time.
Well, we've walked far enough for now. Since we're out for a walk, we shouldn't stress too much about the destination.
Well, Paimon thinks you're doing great.
Back in the days before the Aquabus lines were built, we often had to hike north with our goods. Melusa and I must have traveled this way hundreds of times. When we were tired, we would lay down for a while on the grass, and when we were hungry, we'd catch a fish or two. The Spina was still on the rise back then. Mr. Callas was generous, and everyone had the chance to strike it rich. And now, in the blink of an eye... Oh, I know.
Then let's stay here a bit longer.
Oh, is this another chance to try some of Navia's macarons?
Oh, wait. Let me check if I have all the ingredients. Seems like we're all out of flour and sugar. Oh, would you?
We should contribute to making the macaron too!
Oh, that's
Then I'll go look for some boxes nearby for a makeshift table and chairs.
great. Then I'll prep the stove. Ah, how did it go? Ah, how... Ah, how... You've all done your part.
Whoa, these macarons look and taste magnificent!
Boss's baking skills have always been famous.
Oh, it's just a...
Have you two seriously never considered joining us? Oh, I see.
You just happened to walk in on our little reunion. Adventurers never stay in one place for long. Besides, after everything we've been through together, I'm sure our hearts would remain intertwined even if we found ourselves on opposite sides of the world.
Even if Paimon was far beyond the horizon, she'd still remember the delicious taste of Navia's macaron.
I understand now. I will endeavor to make the most of this short yet fortuitous encounter.
We've got no wine with us, but let's still toast with water.
Cheers! Hey, what are you doing?
May your travels go smoothly, may the Spina continue to grow, and may our friendship last until the end of time.
Ad Astra. Thank you for.
All set? Let's move out then. I asked some old... there, Ludovine. How's business lately?
The demoiselle of Spina de Rosula.
Nah.
My mistake, my mistake. Are you here for the uniform?
Yep. I forgot to drop by earlier when I was running errands.
Navia's always liked to take even small things seriously.
Hey, that's not the only reason I'm here. There are few things more uplifting than taking the first step on a new journey.
Very well. Please, wait here while I retrieve the uniform for you.
Can someone remind Paimon again why Adele wants to join the Spina?
She hasn't given me any concrete reasons. After we cleared her father's name, she became a lot more cheerful and outgoing. She said she used to be terrified of Papa, but the Spina is very different now. Yeah, you could say that. She said that she wanted to become someone like me.
From the sound of it, she'll...
I think so too. But for now, let's focus on giving her a great atmosphere to grow and thrive. She can commit to us once she's older, and can really make that decision for herself.
Is something up, Traveler? Huh? Tailing? Oh, Paimon...
I'll go check it out too. Coulter, please hold on to this for me.
all right.
Paimon saw them too! They headed up!
Stop right there!
We knew you were going to be difficult!
Seems like if we want them to talk, we're gonna need to teach them a lesson first.
Brothers?
Coming at ya! Ha-ha!
Yeah!
Now, talk.
Don't think we'll let you off easy if you keep silent.
How did it go, boss? Are any of you hurt?
If you thought they stood any chance against us, you were sorely mistaken. Anyway, stop playing tough and start talking.
We were discovered.
Get revenge?
You actually know that name? But if you do, then surely you should understand why we hate you so much!
Indeed. You haven't got the faintest hope of winning right now.
We were out drinking when we saw Navia. Too bad you guys messed up ours first. Huh? You're pretty sharp. Seeing you like that just really ticked us off.
Listen, Callus is long dead. I am the current president of Spina di Rosula. I won't press charges for your attack.
I understand.
But if you so much as think about pulling something like this again, I won't be so lenient next time.
All right. We get...
Are you sure it's okay to just let them go like that, Navia?
I don't want to inherit my father's grudges, too. If the other side is willing to talk, I'm happy to open the door for a reconciliation.
I support boss's decision as well.
Yes. Plus, we already know that they're strapped for cash. I still think we should keep an eye out for Romeo's folks, though. Then we could still have a fight on our hands.
Yeah, those guys definitely didn't look like big fans of yours.
I'd rather things not go that far, since...
Yep, that's how I feel as well. It's getting late already. I'll also ask someone to write Florent a letter and inform him of everything that happened here today.
Do we have to stay in the Fleuve Sonde again?
Sorry, that's just what happens when you live near water and don't get much sun. We can still go out in the evening for some grilled fish and drinks, though.
Huh. about it, it would be kind of weird if the Spina's base at the court was some super luxurious building like the Palais Marmonia.
Totally. Although, of course, with the continued growth of the Spina, Papa wanted Poisson to eventually grow into a metropolis, not unlike the court. He was a very ambitious man, who rarely looked behind or beneath him.
And that's also why people hated him just as much as they...
All right. Why don't you go wait for me at the restaurant? You can use the same room as last time. You still remember the room number, yeah?
Yep. Kinda hard to forget when there are only so many rooms here after all.
Oh, did I just hear someone taking a dig at Fleuve Sandra?
Oh, Paimon, sorry!
Hello? Are you asleep yet? Oh, no, not at all. Wanna go fishing? I've got some rods and lures ready.
Oh, so that's the prep you were talking about.
Hopefully I didn't wake you or anything. Don't worry. You don't have to do any actual fishing if you're too tired. Just think of it as keeping me Okay, let's go.
Fishing when you're using a fully automatic rod. But shouldn't fishing be all about...
Well, that's one way to enjoy fishing. What do you think, Traveler? Then let's try regular rods next time.
Honestly, Paimon's mainly shocked at how much energy you still have at this hour.
It might just be something that runs in my family.
That's a thing.
I'm sure you'd get even sleepier if I delved more deeply into it. My father always had a lot of unrealistic expectations for me. But the more that he tried to get me to become like him, the less I wanted to listen to what he had to say. My mother never had those kinds of expectations, though. All the members of the Spina greatly respected her wish. No matter what Papa yelled, nobody else would say a word.
Paimon would have never guessed.
When I was young, I often thought that I could do whatever I wanted. But once, I learned then that there's always a cost to making a mistake. Because if you do falter... Sorry. Basically, I was just saying that the nurturing atmosphere of the Spina must have been my mother's legacy. And if that's the only way that I can continue to feel her...
Is that why you let those guys go today?
Mm-hmm. Hey, look! I think you've got something on the line!
But why isn't...
Oh, there must be something... We can't let it get away! Come on, you two!
You want Paimon to help too?
Stop wasting time! We'll go ahead with the operation tomorrow.
Well, your rod was missing a part, too.
Well, if we're just talking about the number of missing parts, you...
All right. Mm-hmm. So...
Paimon dreamt that she danced with the sea stars!
Huh.
See? This...
Anyway, let's head out.
Paimon hopes she'll really appreciate your gift.
I hope so. Adele, we're back! We brought you a gift from the court, too.
Whoa, thank you so much.
Don't call her boss, okay, Adele?
Oh,
It's been a while.
Oh, it's you two. I've heard that you also helped save all the fun
You're really amazing. And if Miss Navia's your friend, then she must be super amazing too. What's in this thing?
of course.
Oh, it's a Spina di Rosula uniform.
Well, it's a gift for future you, but it's the Spina's responsibility to protect everyone as well. So I turned you down then by telling you that you'll have to wait until you're older.
Oh, so that's it.
Everyone, I'm really grateful that you remembered my daughter's wish and took it serious thanks to the protection of the Spina.
Oh, it's a...
Boss!
Huh? Is something up, Florent?
I've got something urgent to report.
What?
It seems like they've been planning this for some time, but Romeu and his folks must have gotten wind as well. We investigated their tracks and...
They have smart.
Seems like they've got no interest in sitting down and talking at all.
Sorry, I underestimated the situation.
On the hill to the east of Poisson, near the...
They want to blow up the Clementine line?
Certainly sounds like it.
Romeu and his followers hate the Spina and everything to do with Callus. If they manage to blow up the Aquabus line...
Are they insane?
Yeah. If they've been... We have to issue an evacuation order to the townspeople.
Let's get everyone on...
If the explosives do go off, not only would the people of Poisson be in danger, any aquabuses using the line would plummet to the ground. Let's stop their insanity first, then settle the score with them.
Leave it to us now.
Let's go, you two. We've got to act fast. Miss Coralie, please take Adele to the ship.
Watch out, boss! What do you think you're doing, Coulter?
I thought all the annoying little hindrances had left, but I still couldn't get rid of you. Not quite, and that's because out of the entire Spina di Rosula,
You better stick close to me.
Romeu promised me that he would leave Poisson alone if I could just take you out. But it was like you were glued at the hip to that pesky traveler. Romeu has lost his patience.
Why?
Only someone as clueless about the past as you would ask such a foolish question. You never saw the heyday of Spina di Rosula, but I saw it all with my own eyes. And it was all because of you, Navia. Clementine died because of you.
So the shock and grief you showed us before.
Now you're catching on. Did you know? Down there in that blasted fortress, back then because of that aquabus, we had a huge fallout. The years passed by in a blur after that. But then he died, and it was because of you again, Navia. It's always because of you. I once loved the Spina and Poisson more than anyone else.
Don't listen to him, boss!
Have you ever considered that maybe people don't stay in Poisson because of you?
Because if you do falter, there'll inevitably come a time when you'll have to face the consequences. Yeah, but is that really why they support me?
Shut your mouth! I don't know how to explain it, but I like her, and that's that.
I'm sure Mr. Malus would be extremely disappointed in you right now. You've somehow managed to pin the blame for every mistake and tragedy in our history on the boss herself.
Get out of the way, Florent.
You're gonna have to. Boss, there's no time for this.
Maybe you think you're being the realist by painting the history of the Spina and Poisson like this, but the love that I felt from everyone was just as... And even now...
Watch out! Ha! Watch out! Hiya!
Hey there!
Attack! That's the way.
Florent, If you find any of Coulter's accomplices, subdue them quickly. And don't give them the chance to harm any ordinary civilians. I can't allow my partner to face the danger on the Clementine line alone.
Got it, boss. I'm on it. Are you okay, Navia?
I don't know.
Let's hurry up there. We have to protect the Clementine line. If they're gonna blow up the waterway, they must have planted the explosives next to the support pillars.
Go!
Let's spark things up.
No escape!
Dodge this! Oh, so sorry.
Go! Yeah!
Go, go, Barret!
Freeze!
Bombs away!
Cool it!
You're in for a little shock.
Yeah!
Free! Dodge this!
Come a little closer.
This moment will be frozen in time.
Water jet! Wipe out!
They certainly brought a lot of muscle. They're really slowing us down. But if we're meeting resistance, we must be heading in the right direction. No escape!
Freeze!
Get him!
Try not to enjoy this too much.
Dodge this! Oh, so sorry.
Go!
These must be the explosives, right? And this is the control mechanism! Oh, Paimon's too scared to touch any of this stuff. Huh? There's a strangely shaped hole here. Oh, that certainly sounds possible. Okay, you take this side, Paimon will take the other. Oh, you found it! That's amazing! That should do it, right? Navia and Florent should be able to relax now. Oh, you're right. They're gonna bury Poisson!
Great work, partner. Just leave the rest to me.
Watch out, Navia! You can't block them all!
Block? I'm doing this the Spina way.
I heard from Thierry that even they're your enemies now. They were once a part of Spina di Rosula.
I have nothing more to say to them, regardless of whether their hatred and anger towards me or the Spina was justified. Anyone who's willing to endanger innocent civilians is no longer sane enough to even be worth trying to talk. Please prosecute them in accordance to the law.
Sounds good. All right, this operation is a wrap. Take him away.
We won, Navia! We saved everyone!
Yeah.
But you usually glow up whenever other people compliment you.
Boss, we managed to catch all the infiltrators in the town. Seems like Romeo really went all in on this mission.
Got... Coulter, I can understand how you feel. I am not callous. And I will also never become him. But I will not change how I feel about our future. I will spend more of what the Spina earns on the betterment of Poisson, so that one day...
I know what you're trying to say. There are too many things in life that are just beyond our control.
Henceforth, you are no longer a member of Spina di Rosula, but once you're discharged from the fortress again, you're welcome to pay another visit to Poisson.
Thank you.
As I thought.
She is also, I must say, a truly unlucky person. Thank you for protecting the Clementine line. I was actually really scared, you know. If I'd lost the Clementine line too, I wouldn't know how to live with myself. A name is a way to etch a memory onto the world. Losing the line that bears her name, that I can see every day, seeing it still standing there, tall and proud.
What happened while we were gone?
Just give her some time.
Thank you. Traveler, I want to ask you something. And please, tell me the truth. Do you really see me as your partner?
Of course.
That's good then. Hearing that, it brings me more relief than I can say.
How do you feel, Navia?
I feel quite a bit better. But I should probably still rest for a few more days. Sorry, partner. I used to think that I'd never doubt myself. But you could say I've discovered that I'm not as strong as I thought I was. Coulter mentioned my parents. Do you think they ever regretted the choices they made?
Don't think like that, Navia. No matter what others think.
Well, since it's ended up like this, I suppose it's time for me to make a confession as well. There's something that I've been keeping from you as well, boss.
Florent, I hope you can understand that I...
Don't worry.
Why is everyone gathered here? And what's...
This was supposed to be a gift to you from everyone in the town. We were originally planning to show it to you once it was finished, but... Well, if you're ready, I'll unveil the present.
Papa. Mother.
We designed the look for Miss Clementine based on old camera records.
Wow.
It is indeed. We only asked Boss to decide on a design so she wouldn't realize we had already started.
How could we only have statues of Mr. Callus and Mrs. Clementine?
Even though Boss is still young, we've all seen the work she's put in.
We wanted to commemorate her contributions with a statue as
I don't know what's...
With Navia around,
We are gathered here today to tell our boss that we support you and believe in you wholeheartedly.
That's what we believe as well.
Thank you so much, everyone. This really is quite the surprise. I never thought that I'd have the chance to stand next to my mother. It seems like I started to question myself a bit too much. Looking back on it, I'm sure everyone longs for that one thing in life that seems trivial to others. To me, that would be a family portrait. I've never thought I'd receive a family portrait of my own. Especially not like this. It seems like looking back on it, I've thought about it before. Even though my parents had very different personalities, the Aquabus project was a monumental project that stood to benefit all of Fontaine. I think that's probably why she didn't step in to mediate. It seems like looking back on it. Oh, I'll forget it now. Okay, but please keep it a secret between us from now on.